Hi, and welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we showcase the jewel of San Diego, and that's La Jolla, California. And this morning, I'm excited and honored to have Alison Green in the studio with me.
Hi, nice to
Welcome.
meet you. Yeah,
So,
glad, happy to be here.
you are the principal owner of Elan Design House,
Correct.
um, and you have a lot of years in design.
Yes.
So, you had probably a 10-year design background before you founded
Correct.
Elan.
Correct. Yes.
And Elan, you just celebrated your 5-year anniversary.
Last month,
Well,
yeah.
that's so
Uh-huh.
cool.
Yeah, thank
Congratulations.
you. Yeah, we're very excited.
So tell me how Elan came to be.
Sure. Yeah. So I had previously left a firm after
Mm-hmm.
10 years, wanting to kind of slow down. That other firm was a little bit more fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
And so went to a smaller firm in Coronado. And I got hired along with an admin procurement girl at the same time. So that owner wanted to expand her team. And so not even a year later, she decided she wanted to shut her doors down,
Oh,
but focus on her family. So
yeah.
it was positivity for her. So myself and Katie, who was hired at the same time as me, doing the procurement and the marketing, and another designer that was previously there, Killian, we were like, well, we still like working together and we're still getting calls from people.
Let's keep
So
it
let's
going.
just keep going.
Good.
And we just created our own business and it's been rolling ever since there.
That is so great. So
Yeah.
tell me about your business. Like, you obviously do residential interior
Yes.
design from
Yes.
start to finish.
Yes.
Do you service commercial as well, or is it primarily
Not,
all residential?
yeah, it's primarily residential. Not saying
Okay.
that we wouldn't do commercial.
Yeah.
We would if a good opportunity pops up. But our bread and butter is high end, new builds, whole remodels. Like that's really what we strive for in doing, and what motivates us. But sometimes, a client might have an office space. He's like, hey, I have an office, or I
You've
have
done their
this,
house.
or I have a restaurant or
We need you to come
something.
do the
Yeah.
office.
And so we're
Got
like,
it.
okay, sure, but we
Yep.
won't market for it,
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, in remodeling a large house or doing a big luxury rehab or new construction,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of materials and choices and decisions is like astronomical and
Yes.
overwhelming for, I would say, majority of all
Most
the people,
people.
right?
Right.
98% of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And so they really need you from the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
to come up with a concept. You hear their ideas of what they're looking for, and then your job is to go out and source all of these different fabrics, stones, tiles, lighting,
Mm-hmm.
paint colors, fabrics to
Everything.
bring that
Yeah.
all together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of decision making.
Yeah.
Do you find that clients like at first want a lot of control, and then as you sort of prove yourself, they sort of just back off and sort of let you do your thing?
I would say yes, probably. For people, it depends on the personality type.
Right.
So some people, they're very busy. We work with a lot of very busy clients. They have, jobs, families, and just like
Other
they're pulled all over
businesses.
the place.
Right.
So sometimes they come to us, they're like, you're the professional. We trust you. Show us what's the best and we'll tell you our opinions. And then, but sometimes in the beginning, if we haven't really established a relationship and it's like, okay, let's kind of prove ourselves. And by that first meeting, they'll see what we're providing and they're like, oh, we got, yeah, we understand. This is all the stuff you need to do.
And so tell me a little bit about that experience of how, like, someone comes to you, like,
Mm-hmm.
say on the Spindrift property, right?
Mm-hmm.
Down on the ocean there in La Jolla.
Mm-hmm.
You have a client that comes to you with an older home
Yep.
that was built in the 50s. It's a
Mm-hmm.
big home. It's
Yeah.
like almost
Pretty
6,000 square
large.
feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of different styles over the years. People have done this and done that and changed this and changed that. And part of it's modern, part of it's old traditional.
Ranch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your process of how do you go about, how do you even start
Right.
knowing what to do?
Yeah. So I think it really comes down to what's the overall architecture of the home. Like I know some of it can be like piecemealed through the years
Mm-hmm.
and various owners have done their things to it. But we kind of look at neighborhood
Uh,
and before you even walk into the home, like what is it saying, the surrounding areas and be like, okay, well, as we're walking through for Spindrift, it's kind of leaning more to a ranch style, like in
Mm-hmm.
that courtyard, but it's more traditional ranch,
Mm-hmm.
where the backside it has more of that modern-esque
Mm-hmm.
look to it. So it's trying to merge the two without really taking away and be like, no, we're going one way or the other. You're
Mm.
trying to merge both of them together
Okay.
and give more of a modern beach transitional look to it.
Okay.
And then that way it'll appeal to a lot of people as well. Because I
Right.
know, we're trying to
Sell it
sell it.
for
Yeah,
that
for an
client.
ideal
Yep. He's not
person.
going to live there.
Yeah, right.
So that changes your decision, I would imagine, too, versus someone that says, this is my dream home, Allison, I'm never leaving, versus
Right.
I'm buying this to sell for a profit.
Exactly. Yeah, and how to appeal to a
The masses.
majority
The
of
masses.
people. Yeah. So
Right.
you want to try to keep it neutral. Don't go crazy, with various colors. Very neutral, very earthy, organic is kind of the vibe that we're going for. But we
Mm-hmm.
don't, again, want to disrespect the previous, architecture that's already existing there. We want to just enhance it and elevate it.
Do you start with like a certain location typically in the home? Like, do you say, like, I'm going to start in the living room and build out? Do I start in the kitchen and build out? Do I start in the master or the primary and build out?
Yeah.
Or is it everything at once?
It could be certain aspects of it. So, in this home in particular, obviously, like the showpiece is the view, right?
Right.
So it's like the living area, that whole central living zone, the kitchen, the formal living, the family room. So that's that one area where you really want all of that to mesh well and be kind of set the statement for the entire house. And then once that statement is set, then we
Mm.
kind of go through various color
Into the
schemes into the
rooms.
bedrooms, into the bathrooms, into a pool room. Like just make sure everything is super cohesive
Mm.
throughout.
Yeah, because right now it's kind of choppy. I would describe it, and
I,
mix
I
mash.
would
And
agree. Yeah.
how do you keep up with the latest designer trends? Like, how do you stay educated? How do you stay, like, lack of better words, cutting edge of fabrics, materials, tiles, stone? Like, how do
Yeah.
you stay on top of all that?
We rely a lot on our vendors,
Okay.
who are the suppliers for all of these products and fabrics, furnishing, everything. Katie is very good at bringing in our vendors. At least we probably see 2 or 3 a month
Got
with the
it.
new products and be like, oh, this is the new colors that
So
are
they're
popping
going
out.
out to the trade shows
They're
and
doing all
seeing
the
all that
shows
and
and
bringing
bringing
back
it
the
to
goods.
us. Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, we'd love to attend trade shows. Like,
You're
we'd love to
busy.
go to Europe, but
Yeah.
like for all of us to go at the same time, it's
Right.
very unlikely. But we try to. We also attend, design events with other vendors in their showrooms and see what they're, bringing in new products. But we always try to stay educated, but staying with a good relationship with our vendors.
What are some of the trends right now that
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing in luxury
Yeah.
residential coastal design?
Yeah. I feel like that within the last year or so, there's been a big shift from like a lot of whites, off whites, like kind of more of that brighter feel to people are wanting a more cozy atmosphere. They want to come
Okay.
in and be a little bit more casual. So, say for instance, instead of white kitchens, painted cabinets and stuff like that, bringing people are bringing in more warm tones, more cherries, more alders, oaks.
Hmm.
And it can tend to just warm up the space a little bit and still have lighter countertops, still keep light with your tile.
Mm.
Not the old Tuscany feel that was happening like 25 years ago. It's
Right.
not going that direction,
Got it.
but it's kind of bringing in a little bit more of the warmth. People are kind of thinking that the brightness is kind of a little overwhelming now, and they want a little bit more calm and cozy in their homes.
Is it hard to really get to the root of what people want? Like, there must be a challenge sometimes between what they're describing and then you bring that in, it doesn't match, and like, can people really describe what they want to you, or do you have to kind of like show them this is
It's
what
more
you want?
showing, but
This,
also I would say some clients now with AI show
oh,
an
you,
image and they're like,
oh,
oh, kind of like this, but
this.
even though I'm like, okay, well that's not real, but I kind of get the gist of it, of what you're trying to explain.
I would
Um,
imagine that AI has helped, right?
I would say so, yeah, because otherwise more people were describing things
And
and it
they're
would be
just
wasting time.
confused.
Yeah, I'd be like, wait, but you're saying
You're
this and
bringing
I'm
back
bringing,
sketches
yeah,
and
and you're like wasting time.
got
But
it.
where now more people are just like, okay, well, something like this is kind of the vibe or the atmosphere I'm trying to strive for.
Is it hard sometimes to tell homeowners like if when you're in their house, that what they've already done or something they're proud of isn't that great? I mean, it must be challenging for you because a homeowner is very emotional, and some of them can be very sensitive about
Yes.
their home.
Yes.
And so you're really like having to navigate emotions, sometimes between the husband and the wife. They have different wants,
Yes.
right? And how are you matching those and meeting those and holding their hand? Frustration, I would imagine,
Oh yeah.
exists.
Yeah.
Sticker shock,
all
right?
all the
When they,
emotional
when,
roller coasters.
yeah, when
I
they,
feel like we're more of a psychologist too,
I would imagine,
because you are dealing with a lot of
right,
emotions. There's a lot of, and it's a large investment for them too. Like financially,
right,
you don't know what they're going through personally. On their other side of things of what
right.
they're dealing with. So yeah, I would say that is a little bit of a
You're having to
challenging
match
part.
budget versus
Yeah,
expectations versus their dream wish list versus
exactly,
reality.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's a long haul.
Yeah, we're with them for, I mean, for a new build or a major reconstruction, like year plus, 2 years, maybe three. Like just depends on how large the scale of the home is.
And that's a long time because people can get sick or have life
Mm-hmm.
events or
Mm-hmm.
get divorced or get married
Or
or have
have one, they start with
children.
one kid and they end up
Yeah,
with two more.
yeah.
Yeah, so
That's a long haul.
it's a lot. Yeah.
How
Mm-hmm.
do you deal with fatigue? Like on
Um,
a job, like where it's just
yeah,
been going on for years and they're waiting for the permits and things
right.
are delayed. And
Right.
I mean, you've
And
got
you
to
start
kind of
to
like
like
keep
lose,
them
yeah,
pumped
keep
up,
that
right?
momentum up a little bit. Yeah,
And
that
keep them
motivation.
excited.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that is probably a challenging point too. Even the last, I'd say within the last year, a couple of our projects, like the permitting has just been long and overhauling and just delay after delay. So you get excited, you have that motivation in the beginning, and then it
Yeah.
kind of just halts. So we just try to stay as engaged as we can. We don't let things fall flat. We're always just making sure that we're telling the clients, okay, working on this, or like, hey, we're excited to get started in the next month. But just really trying to stay engaged throughout the process, even if it doesn't seem like things aren't moving.
Right.
But at least we're still here.
So if you could have your perfect dream project,
Mm-hmm.
tell me how that would start and when you would get involved with the
Right.
client.
Yeah. Ideally, we would always like to get involved when the architect's starting the drawings.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because sometimes we've come kind of too late in the game
Mhm.
on projects where the architect's already done the drawings, they've submitted, they're getting the permits. So that whole process
It's
of
already
wait, it's
set.
been like a year plus in there,
Right.
and now we're getting involved. And they're wanting to rush things, right? They're wanting to rush their finishing. Okay, we're ready. We're starting
Yeah.
construction.
Let's put
And
the
so it's like,
floors
okay,
in.
well, let's get a hold because we need to get caught up to speed.
Right.
So ideally we'd like to be involved in the beginning so we can collaborate more with the architect. And get the feelings from the client, be like, okay, how are you liking this space, or how do you feel like you're going to use this space? Window placement is a huge thing too, because I know architects have their way of looking at the entire building from exterior throughout and how it all looks on the outside, which is great.
Right.
They have their professional eye, but sometimes that doesn't exactly work with how the furniture is going to lay
I would
on the
say most of the
inside.
time it doesn't at all.
Yeah, because like there could be a bay of windows which looks great on the outside, but I'm like, where are we putting a bed?
Yeah, where's the
Where,
TV
yeah,
going?
where's,
Where's the
yeah.
how are we going to walk from this space to that space?
Exactly. So just little things like that. I mean, we love collaborating with architect. That's what we actually really like our
Prefer.
relationships. Yeah, with our architects and the contractor in the beginning too.
Mm.
So ideally, if all three of us can be involved, because the contractor can tell us, how much would that be if we do decide to raise up the ceiling or get rid of
Or
this
how
beam?
long is it going to take to put this
Yeah.
flooring in? Right?
Versus if you're coming in and you're piecemealing your team throughout the process,
Yeah.
that could result in obviously more time and maybe more money, because maybe the architect designed something extravagant and crazy and the contractor it hasn't bid it out until the very end,
Mm.
and then they're getting their costs and they're like, wait
That's
a
where
second.
frustration sets in.
Yeah,
Or
it's-
I
yeah.
could see too, like homeowners starting a project thinking like the husband and wife or whatever are going to do
Mm-hmm.
it themselves, and now they're 4 months in and they're ready to kill each other because they can't pick out
So many
the
decisions.
countertop for the guest bathroom, right?
Right.
And they're like, the hell with this, we're going to hire a designer.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's rushed.
Yes.
And
then
you weren't part of the initial,
mm-hmm.
you're kind of picking it half stream.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, you'd be involved from the very beginning with the
Yes.
architects, the GC.
Yes. Yeah. Because you're just creating a story for the whole for them, right? You're establishing this new home for them, and so to be involved from the beginning of that story would be great, and to see it all all the way through would be fantastic. So
Great.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah.
How do people find you online?
So our website is Elan Design House, ELAN designhouse.com. We're on Instagram. We're not on TikTok. We're not that.
Oh, you
We're
gotta
not that
go.
crazy yet.
You
Yeah,
gotta go.
I know. We're not on
Oh,
TikTok,
yeah.
but we're on Instagram. And yeah, most of the time, if you call us, like Katie would be the first person you talk to. She's our first impressions, our business director, and then myself and Killian are the designers. And yeah, we'd be happy to
That's
design
awesome.
anything.
Well, we're very excited to see
Yeah,
what you've got in
us
store.
too.
I've only seen a sneak peek of Spindrift,
Yeah,
but
we're
very
excited.
excited to see how that's going to roll out.
Yes,
And thank you for
same.
working on that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Elan Design House. If you need any design work in San Diego, and we'll see you on the next episode of Discover La Jolla.